Don't you know I'm loco?
Hello and welcome back to AR-77, Airgun Replicas 77, and yes, despite the name, there is a pistol on the table today which is not a replica. This is another one of the videos in a kind of a very short series of videos, maybe two, maybe only three. I kind of got that the wrong way around, didn't I? Maybe three, maybe only two. About a couple of pistols that are slightly different to the usual fare. They're from the Umarex T4E Training for Engagement range, and they're available in this country because you can use them, I believe, for paintball. But they'll also shoot other things which you can shoot at targets and at cans and whatnot, and they can be a bit of fun, just a bit of something different. This is the Umarex T4E HDR. The other one that I showed you was the HDP. So that's called HDP because it's the home defense pistol. This is called the HDR because guess what? It's the home defense. Correct. Yeah. The home defense revolver, for anybody who didn't shout that out. Yeah, so obviously these aren't for use as home defense items in the UK. I do not recommend that. They're not intended for that in this country because I believe it would be against the law to use something like this or anything really as a home defense item in this country. Call the police, lock your doors, lock your windows, make sure your house is well lit, learn some skills, and there's your home defense. And don't make enemies. I guess that's an important one, isn't it? So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it as home defense personally, but I believe that's one of the intentions that Umarex had when they were creating these products for not just the UK but for around the world. This has got a couple of other little doohickeys on it, just because these were kind of just guns that I got for a bit of fun. I kind of put extra bits on them. There's a laser on this one. This one has the cheapest red dot on Amazon and the cheapest torch on Amazon, I believe. Just also because there's no kind of hammer on this, and I thought it looked like a bit of a funny shape without without something else kind of balancing it up a little bit. Anyway, stop talking about. Well, let's keep talking, but let's talk about what we're here to talk about. So Umarex T4E HDR home defense revolver. This is a CO2 powered 50 caliber pistol, revolver style pistol. It's a replica of nothing in particular. It's just a kind of quite a kind of tactical looking, futuristic, you might say, kind of revolver. If I were a wine taster, I'd be saying I'm getting hints of Chiappa Rhino and a slight aftertaste of Blade Runner. Yeah, I don't really know what it is, but it looks good. I think it looks cool. Yeah, I think it looks like a lot of fun. So how does it work? Well, similar to the HDP, there's not a lot to do on it. There's no real jiggery pokery going on. It's all plastic. You've got your kind of like that would be a cylinder release, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't release the cylinder. I'll show you that in a second. You do have a working trigger safety there, metal trigger. There's a lot of metal in this gun, as I believe there is in this one as well. The internal workings, I think, are all metal. And it does feel like it's got a good weight. This is possibly, some people might say it was front heavy, but I think it feels alright actually. I think it feels quite nice. Yeah, no need for a hammer. And one thing I didn't point out, on the HDP, which is also on the HDR, is this little pin here, this metal pin. When it's kind of primed, when the CO2 is primed and ready to go, that pops out, letting you know that the gun is live, and that's a good point to be made aware of. I'll talk to you about the CO2 first then. So similar to the other pistol, you unscrew this bit here, you drop your CO2 in there, this way up. Yeah, so it goes in like that, which is different to usual with these air pistols, because it's this bit that pierces it. Yeah, look at all that lovely pearl gun oil. So that goes in like that. You screw it up as tight as you can, and then when you're ready to use the pistol, you just hit that with your hand. Some people on YouTube recommend just slamming it on a table, but I don't think your relationships will last very long if you go around the house slamming the butt of your gun on your significant other's tables. In terms of loading the pistol, very, very straightforward. You slide this kind of follower sort of up forward like that, and then you can push out the cylinder from behind, and then you can load that up with 6 projectiles. They kind of, I forgot the name, but I forgot what it's called, but there's a thing there that stops them going all the way through. Not an engineer. But yeah, you can get these rubber balls, you can use paintballs. I would probably just stick to paintballs and rubber balls, really. That's all you're going to need out in the back garden. I don't think there's anything else really that you'd want to shoot out of these. Not that's legal in this country. You've got to be careful with these things. We all want to, you know, continue to enjoy the fact that we can have these things. You know, we want to be able to enjoy that, and it only takes a few people doing some stupid things before we all get banned, and that's no fun for anyone. So yeah, use responsibly. So yeah, once that's loaded up, you're ready to go really. Other than the trigger safety, nothing's stopping you from firing the pistol, other than your organic safety there. Quite a wide barrel, obviously. You can see all the way down there. It's quite imposing. It's 50 cal at the end of the day, just like his brother. So you're going to leave a decent hole in whatever target you're shooting at. I've not tried shooting at a watermelon yet. That just occurred to me. It might be a bit of fun. I don't know if it's powerful enough to do that. I think this is 7.5 joules. Don't know what that means in feet per second or anything like that, but I know that you can get an 11 joules version of this pistol, which is obviously far more powerful. So I don't really know. I've only been shooting at kind of tin cans and the odd stick of celery and carrot and stuff that I've had lying around in the house. So I've only shot this at things like that. Don't know what it would do against something a bit tough like a watermelon, but hey, it'd be fun to try. Decent enough grips. Quite comfortable, easy to get your hand around there. Yeah, feels quite nice in the hand. You can get a version. Well, let me take that back. There's an air pistol available by Umarex, which, to all intents and purposes, uses all the same mouldings, other than around here. I think it's called the Umarex Tornado, and I think in other regions it's called the Brodax or Brodax or something like that. That actually does have a working hammer. So it must be something to do with the way that the CO2 works in this, that it doesn't need the hammer. But obviously if you've seen revolvers that have kind of the internal hammer, they kind of cut away a little bit better than coming out all this way for the most part. So there must be some sort of internal workings in there that they needed to keep there, I suppose. So like I said before, it's a kind of a weird shape at first, but you get used to it. And I've had a bit of fun with this one, sticking the accessories on. Yeah, decent enough grips. You've got this little pin that sticks out once you've shot the pistol. Because I failed to mention that in my other video, I'll just show you there on the back of the HDP. HDP's got some quite nice fibre optic sights there as well. There's nothing like that on the HDR. You've just got this kind of notch there, and there's no white dot or anything in the sight at the front. These, I guess, are like your muzzle flare kind of ports that you just wouldn't have on an air pistol, other than people trying to make it look cool. Obviously, you can get a torch on the front of there, or a laser if you want. Again, this is the cheapest torch off Amazon, but it's 2 stages of brightness, then a bit of a strobe. Yeah, it's never been used. It's just a bit of fun, really. And then they've got this silly kind of dot sight on the front there. Can you see if I can get it to work for you? Let's see if I can get you a sight picture. Oh, you can just see there. Just see, it doesn't come through very well on the camera, but you can see the little red dot there. Well, the red kind of crosshairs, and you can do it in. You can do it in green and all that, and you can get different shapes. It's probably pants, to be fair, but I liked the look of it. It was a bit of fun, so I got one. Is that off now? No, of course it's not. Just bear with me a minute. There it is, it's gone. Yeah, so you can stick things on it, make it look fun, make it look cool. It's really straightforward piece of kit, really. It's not going to replace my replicas. It doesn't look like anything, but they're not massively expensive. As I say, it's all made of plastic, and although it's quite weighty, you can tell that it's made of plastic. You know, things are all moulded in and stuff, but I think they deserve a place in my collection, personally, these 2 pistols. I think, actually, this was the first one I got, and then I got the HDP following getting this one, and feeling it in my hand, actually, because I wasn't sure how good they'd feel. The Tornado, the sort of the BB shooter that this kind of takes its cues from, was only about 50 quid, I think. I've not got one of those, but I think they're only about 50 quid. And I just thought, oh, it looks quite cheap, quite plasticky. Got this home, and no, it feels really good. It feels it's got some decent weight to it. And it's fun to shoot. It's fun to be able to shoot something off down in the garden and kind of see where you've hit. You know, a lot of us who shoot BBs and pellets, you kind of sometimes, unless you've got some decent kit with you or a scope or something, it's often difficult to see where you've hit until you get up and walk down and have a look at your target, which is why we get those reactive targets, obviously, those yellow and black kind of reactive targets. But yeah, it's good to be able to see a nice big 50 cal sized hole. The BBs obviously aren't going to be as cost effective as the steel BBs, 4.5mm, so I'm not going to shoot this often. It's just something nice to have. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for you replica fans that it's not a replica, but I thought I'd just show it you anyway, because you might be interested. Once you start looking on the internet at your pistols and things, you often get led towards something like this or the HDP. So I thought I'd get a video up there, show you around them a little bit, let you see what you might be buying before you put your hand in your pocket and spend some of your hard-earned cash. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please take care, stay safe, all the very best. Bye.